you want to talk a bit about your training that you had in high school and heading into uni and how you ended up where you are right now?
Okay, well, I did a little bit of woodwork at school, but there wasn't a great deal of facilities, but there was enough to get an idea of what I was doing. And my father's a carpenter, and I grew up on a farm, so I guess every farmer has to be pretty good with his hands. And I learnt most of what my basic skills from watching him and working with him, but then also at school, doing woodwork and design technology. But then, I just started mucking around by myself in the backyard, testing out different things and different ways of putting things together and that sort of stuff, really.
And then going into uni, you were saying you did engineering.
Yeah, I did structural engineering, so I guess I learned, obviously, on a much larger scale rather than not just furniture, putting how to build bridges and buildings and skyscrapers and things like that. But then the concepts in that are the same when you bring it back to very small scale things, in terms of forces and moments and things like that. The way when you apply pressure to a certain area of something, how you transfer that to the ground and all that sort of stuff. It was, and also the material science side of things. I think was also something that I have brought with me into building furniture, in terms of knowing what
properties the materials.
Materials. Like what materials. The different properties of concrete, steel, and timber. They're all completely different, but how they all work together with tension and compression, and how they all I guess how they work together to make things so strong
and usable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and why buildings don't fall down.
Yeah, and how long has the business been open, Timbermill?
Timbermill started
13 months.
About 13 months ago.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Not that long at all.
Crazy.
Yay, crazy busy in here.
Yeah.
And Sally, what was your journey like as far as education and training?
A bit different because I don't really handle the construction side of things, but my dad actually owned a timber company, which I think has helped me more than I realise. But I did interior design at uni, at UTS, and then I was doing a bit of graphic design stuff, and then when Tom was thinking of going full-time, we sort of thought I'd just help out here and there, and then 13 months later.
So you're here and there, what does that include?
But that was the plan, and then literally it's been 7 days a week since about 1 month in. I think we've worked pretty hard, and then I sort of handle everything from, I sort of run the business essentially, so not with
clients.
I make them all, because we've obviously got the 2 businesses, but mainly obviously focusing on the sales today, but I make sure that I get all the inquiries, I deal with people, I schedule everyone in, I get the delivery from A to B, I market us, and kind of make sure everything just runs smoothly, and also for the boys who had to work as easily as possible without too many distractions, and I give them all the order sheets. And
so did you have to hire someone or hire more staff other than yourselves?
We've got one other guy.
And how did you how would you explain that you sought him out? Like, what skills were you looking for in him?
He's actually a friend of my younger brother's, and also a younger brother of one of my friends. So I've known him for a long time, but he's from the Snow Mountains, where I'm from.
Yes.
And he has a dad who's also a carpenter, so he obviously been around that sort of thing for a long time.
So lots of training, not as
but he
formally as us.
He's not a carpenter or a furniture maker. He's just like myself, but I found a lot of. For me, it worked well for me to find someone that didn't have, or wasn't fully qualified, because I could train him to
be what you
build
wanted
the furniture the way I want to build, rather than
and how you saw it could be done.
Yeah, and he's become quite adaptable.
Yeah.
But I think moving forward, we will have to hire people probably that have a bit more, not qualification. Like, we're not saying someone has to be a complete furniture designer, but I think maybe a bit more knowledge would be good, just in terms of
technical skill.
More, I think, maybe experience working in.
Training someone from scratch is obviously very hard.
Difficult when you're small.
From very, very start. I don't have the time to do it at the moment.
But
So then without that formalised training, then how do you manage the safety side of using machinery and equipment? And
Well, obviously, or
is it
whenever
that common sense?
whenever a new piece of machinery comes in, obviously, I've got to train him to use it.
Yes.
Whether he says, yeah, I've used it 100 times before somewhere else, something I've got to say, right, well, this is here, this is the safety switch, this is the, the kill switch, this is, wear safety glasses,
Yeah.
goggles, mask, whatever. I think a big one is making sure they're always hooked up to the dust extractors to suck all the dust out. But in terms of safety, it's you can only show someone so much. It has to be a bit of common sense in there as well. But also, I think just watching, making sure you always got an eye on someone. They might know they might think that you're not watching them, but in the back of your head, like I'm always watching what he's doing.
To make sure that it's
if I see him
consistently
doing
safe.
something that's stupid, or I think that there's a much better way something can be done, then I'll always say, hang on a second, stop, because I think it's really important to make sure that that everything is being done safely. Because if it's not, then you've got a big problem in your hands.
Yeah, and I think moving forward we'll have to probably, with just one stuff, maybe you can be a little bit more flexible about it, but already looking forward to, like, we've got a few people coming on to help out. We're going to have to get a bit more of like a structured process in place of how they kind of get inducted and that kind of thing. So we obviously induct Sam in, but I think in terms of a bit more of like a checklist and probably a bit more of a process than we have had previously.